Welcome to Community Conversations. I'm Frederick County Executive Jan Gardner. And joining me today is our new director of IIT, which is our technology division, Tom Dixon. Welcome, Tom.
Thank you, Jan.
Well, I'm happy to have you here at the county and joining me on this show today. Why don't you introduce yourselves to our viewers by sharing a little bit of background about yourself?
Well, again, my name is Tom Dixon. I was born and raised in Frederick. I've spent my whole life here. I went to school here, North Frederick Elementary, TJ High School, FCC, Hood College. Then continued on in college and got graduate degrees at Hood College as well as Mount St. Mary's. I live in Braddock Heights with my wife, been married 32 years, been up in Braddock for that whole time. And I've spent quite a bit of time supporting the Braddock Heights Community Association up in Braddock Heights for the past 20 years. Work-wise, I've been in IT or IT leadership for 31 years. I've spent about 9 years with IBM. I spent 20 plus years with Lockheed Martin, and more recently spent about 3 years with a small company, Metron Aviation, Northern Virginia. So I'm just extremely pleased and honored to be selected for this position, and in addition to being the opportunity to support my hometown and to serve Frederick County, the icing on the cake for me is a short commute from Braddock Heights down to Church Street.
So, well, we're happy to have you on board. We're glad you live in the county and that you bring all these many years of IT experience. You know, I think technology is just more and more important to all of us in our everyday lives. We depend on our phones for all kinds of functions we couldn't have imagined 10 or 20 years ago. Email better never go down because we can't seem to work or function without it. And of course, in county government, we use IT in lots of ways. I mean, people think of the web page and email, but you know, it's involved in making sure all of our systems run for our financials, our payroll, our GIS systems, permitting. We give people a lot of information through technology. So technology is very important and sometimes almost forgotten that there's all this group of people back there making sure it works for us. So what are your goals and philosophies about running the division, and what are your thoughts on the services the county provides?
Well, as you said, the name of the division is IIT. It stands for Interagency Information Technology. So the interagency part of it is interacting with the many divisions of Frederick County government, and there are a lot of them, and also some of our sister agencies that have their own IT teams. So Frederick Community College, Frederick County Public Schools have their own IT organizations, but we do interact with them. We have a technology council that we've set up to share information with them, and in some cases we do provide services to them. But as you said, it's quite a I've only been here 2 weeks, but I've learned very quickly that it's quite a diverse and quite a complex environment that the IIT team supports. We have networks running out to over 100 county locations. We're supporting well over 2,000 either laptops or desktop PCs, the phone systems in the county, the information security in the county. Also, as you said, all the county applications from finance to, you mentioned GIS, which is Geographic Information Systems, which is really tying together map data with information. So county residents can go onto our GIS system and find out about crime in their area or schools in their area or services, county services in their area. So going forward, my assessment thus far is that the team is just doing a great job. There are about 60 people in IIT, and I think they're doing a great job day to day delivering the services that they deliver. One of the couple things that we will be looking at going forward is doing a little more rigorous look out into the future, 3 to 5 years for strategic planning. Also leveraging that technology council and working with them on a 3 to 5 year outlook. to make sure that we have that planning for the long term. Also, one of your goals was to value county employees, and I want to make sure that the IIT folks who often have to work weekends or off shift to do their system implementations and system upgrades or respond to user calls, that we're always thanking them for a job well done and recognizing their efforts.
Well, I really appreciate that last point because, we do have people that work 24/7 in county government in your division and in others. And again, that's what keeps the whole system running so that all of our users inside county government and outside county government can keep things moving. So when you talk about goals that are 3 to 5 years, how do you anticipate what may change in technology and how we can be nimble and flexible with changes in technology, which I can't even imagine what they might be in 10 years.
Well, again, a lot of it is about mobile technology. Almost all of us now have our smartphones, as you mentioned. So it's how do we let county citizens do more and more interaction with the county through their smartphones? How do we let them pay their taxes, pay their property taxes on smartphones? And also, how do we use the information that's available on mobile devices? I mean, as you know now, cars have computers, buses have computers. So in addition to having citizens with their smartphones, we've got a lot of devices out there that are sending out information. So how do we capture that information to deliver county services better and more efficiently? So that's certainly one of the things we'll be looking at. So a lot about mobile technology and also looking at what our sister agencies, our other counties in Maryland are doing and trying to share information so that we're taking advantage of best practices that other organizations are finding useful.
Well, people really want real-time information. Our citizens want real-time information. If we have a storm or a weather event and they want to know what the recycling pickup is, they're likely to come to our webpage to try to find that as a first choice. So keeping all that information up to date, making sure all the agencies provide the information that is needed to keep all that up to date and keep it real time is very important. So your relationship with the 17 county divisions and departments is really critical. So have you had an opportunity to go out and meet with the user agencies to find out what they need?
We just had a meeting of our tech council, our technology council last week. We had it out at the Law Enforcement Center. So Sheriff Jenkins was kind enough to offer us a room there, and we got it set up. So Sheriff Jenkins came with several of his folks. Jack Markey from Emergency Services was there. We also had representatives from FCC and Frederick County Public Schools there. So that was our first meeting where we got to meet with some of those folks and start to hear about some of their strategies and some of their needs in terms of serving the citizens from a public safety perspective. I've also begun setting up a series of meetings with the directors of the various divisions. So far, I've met with Finance and Human Resources. As you know, we have a big project ongoing to do a major upgrade of our financial and HR systems. So that was an important series of meetings to make sure I met with them first and got their views on that big system. But I also have a series of other meetings set up, and they'll continue over the next few weeks with a goal of meeting with all 17 of those directors to make sure I'm hearing what they need, what their goals are, and then how their goals can be supported by my team.
So do you have any pointers or tips you would offer for citizens and employees regarding IT security? Because keeping information secure is also a big deal to people personally and professionally.
I guess I would say is really focusing on the basics. And my analogy there is you would not leave your house on vacation and leave your house unlocked, but many people, unfortunately, with their computers are not doing the basics of protection. So that includes things like making sure you have antivirus software running on your computer and that it's current, making sure that You have complex passwords. So a complex password is a password that mixes characters as well as numbers, and obviously it's not something easily guessed. You'll be surprised how many people have a password that really an identity thief could pretty easily guess on the third or fourth try. So, and being very, very careful in terms of the information you share. Of course, things like Social Security numbers, birth dates, age, are sensitive information that identity thieves are very interested in. So just being very careful when you share that kind of information that you've validated the company or the website or the person that you're sharing that information with. So a lot of it is really the basics and trying to make sure that you're covering those bases first.
Okay. Any other new ideas that you have for county government, or any observations you have about how government is different than the private sector?
Well, I tell you, I have been pretty amazed, Jan, the diversity of services that the Frederick County government provides to its citizens. That's one of the real things I've learned very quickly over the past 2 weeks, and even before that, preparing for the interview process. But there are just a vast array of services that Frederick County government provides. And I'm just very, very happy to be part of that, and my goal is to continue working with the IIT organization to see how we can make each and every division as efficient and effective as they possibly can be.
Well, I appreciate that, and I'm sure all of our divisions appreciate that. I think technology is an opportunity for us to provide information to the public, to be transparent, and also to help us do our jobs better. And so I think your division is very important to all the functions of county government. It's a big job. I'm happy to have you on board, and I know everybody on our team looks forward to working with you. Any closing comments?
No, just thank you very much, and I'm very excited, very honored to be selected, and looking forward to the coming year and making IIT and the government as the very best it can be.
Thank you very much. Thank you for joining us for this edition of Community Conversations. We have many divisions in Frederick County government, and we're happy to welcome Tom Dixon to our Interagency Information Technology Division. Technology is important to all of us. In fact, you're watching us on Government Technology Now. So thank you for joining us, and I hope you learned something important.